Friends, in today's video we will discuss how you can grow coriander in a very easy and simple manner. I will essentially share two methods for planting coriander with you. First, how you can grow coriander using the standard conventional method, and second, how you can sprout the seeds and grow them in just 3 days. I will be sharing that technique with you as well. As you can see, the growth of the coriander planted in my garden is excellent. You can observe the height or length of each individual plant. Each coriander plant has reached a height of 1 to 1.5 feet. I will also share detailed information with you regarding the specific points to keep in mind while growing coriander, such as the type of fertilizers or nutrients you should provide. So, friends, to begin growing coriander, the first step is to procure high-quality coriander seeds. You can certainly grow coriander using the seeds you already have stored at home. However, the plants that sprout from such seeds tend not to be as tall or lush. They often remain quite small, and you won't be able to get as many harvests from them. Conversely, if you purchase high-quality seeds from the market, you will be able to harvest your coriander crop comfortably 5 to 6 times. Furthermore, the overall growth of the plants will be significantly better. Next, to grow the coriander, you could technically plant the whole, unbroken seeds directly into the soil. However, the best approach is to split these whole seeds down the middle. That is, divide each seed into 2 halves before planting. By doing this, you effectively double the quantity of seeds available to you. To split the seeds, place them on a hard surface, such as a cement floor, a marble slab, or a similar firm base. Then, take a container, preferably one with a flat bottom as shown here, and use it to press down on the seeds. You can use a plastic container for this purpose. Just ensure that you do not select one that is excessively heavy. Next, using a roller, much like how you roll out a roti flatbread, gently roll over the coriander seeds. This technique ensures that the coriander seeds split down the middle with great ease. If you apply light, steady pressure, the seeds will split into exactly 2 pieces. Be careful not to apply excessive pressure. Otherwise, the seeds may shatter into multiple fragments. As you can see, the coriander seeds have now been perfectly divided into 2 distinct halves. To grow the coriander, you need to prepare a soil mix that is extremely light and airy. To achieve this, take 40 to 50% normal garden soil and mix in 30% well-rotted cow dung manure, vermicompost, or kitchen waste compost. Finally, add 20 to 30% cocoa peat or sand to the mixture. Incorporating cocoa peat or sand ensures that the soil remains light and porous, preventing water from stagnating within the pot. You should also pre-mix a fungicide into the soil to prevent any issues with rot or decay, whether in the seeds themselves or in the growing coriander plants as they develop. You can grow coriander in pots, grow bags, containers, or any other location of your choice. The only thing you need to keep in mind regarding the pot or grow bag is the remaining depth should be at least 4 to 5 inches. Now, to grow coriander using the standard method, first level the soil surface so that the seeds you sow fall at a uniform depth. Next, gently scatter the seeds evenly across the entire surface of the pot, container, or whatever planting medium you are using. Be careful not to sow the seeds too densely or close together, as this can hinder germination. Once the seeds have been scattered in the pot or container, cover them with a very thin layer of soil. You should add no more than 1/4 to 1/2 centimeter of soil on top. Otherwise, the coriander seeds will be unable to sprout. After covering the seeds thoroughly with soil, water the surface very gently. You may also use a spray bottle or can for this purpose. Water carefully to ensure that none of the coriander seeds are dislodged from the soil. When planting coriander using the standard method, the seeds typically take at least 7 to 8 days to germinate. In some cases, it may take up to 10 to 15 days. Therefore, you must maintain adequate moisture in the soil until the seeds begin to sprout. So, now let's discuss how to handle the coriander seeds themselves. Did you know you can grow coriander by sprouting the seeds in just 3 days? To do this, take the coriander seeds and gently split them into 2 halves. Next, take a piece of cotton cloth. Then, gather about 2 to 3 handfuls of cocoa peat, finely ground coconut husk. Spread the cocoa peat evenly over the cloth, create a slight depression in the center, and place the coriander seeds right there in the middle of the cocoa peat. Once the seeds are in place, cover them thoroughly with another layer of cocoa peat. Now, gather the edges of the cloth you are using and tie them securely from all sides, ensuring the contents are completely enclosed. Finally, thoroughly dampen the cloth from the outside. Wet it well so that the moisture penetrates deep inside and saturates the cocoa peat. Now, place this wrapped bundle inside a container. It is highly recommended to use an earthen pot or a clay vessel, as the cloth will remain moist for a much longer duration within a clay container. Clay naturally retains moisture effectively. Furthermore, earthen pots maintain a cool temperature. The greater the moisture and coolness the coriander seeds receive, the faster they will germinate. If you are using fresh, high-quality seeds, this method will allow them to sprout in just 3 to 4 days. Continue to maintain moisture in the cloth until the seeds have fully sprouted by lightly sprinkling water over it periodically. Since the medium contains cocoa peat, it will effectively retain water for an extended period. However, ensure that you keep this container indoors, in a location that remains completely shaded. You need to keep it indoors. And this is an update from 3 days later. Just 3 days later, observe how every single coriander seed we placed in this cloth has sprouted beautifully. You can, of course, sow coriander seeds directly into the soil. However, that method takes a considerable amount of time, and you are required to maintain consistent moisture in the soil for a prolonged period. In contrast, if you sprout the seeds using this method, germination occurs in just 3 days, and not a single seed goes to waste. Now you can plant and grow these sprouted seeds in the exact same manner. Just as you would with normal seeds, gently scatter the sprouted seeds across the surface of your pot or container. Once the seeds are evenly distributed throughout the pot, cover them with a very thin, light layer of soil. Finally, water the container thoroughly. Since the seeds we planted have already sprouted, you will notice that the coriander seedlings begin to emerge from the soil as early as the very next day. Regardless of which method you choose, it is crucial to keep one thing in mind. If you are growing coriander in a pot or grow bag, you must keep the container in a fully shaded location until the seeds have germinated. That is, until the seedlings have emerged from the soil. As you can see, this is an update from the very next day. Most of the coriander seeds we planted have already sprouted, and the seedlings have emerged from the soil. At this stage, you can move the container to a location where the plants receive about 3 to 4 hours of morning sunlight each day. After approximately 15 to 20 days, the coriander plants will have grown to roughly this size. While growing coriander, always ensure that the soil remains moist. This will encourage the plants to grow more rapidly and vigorously. Once they reach this stage, you can even begin harvesting small amounts of the coriander if you wish. Never uproot the coriander plants entirely from their roots. Instead, you can simply pluck the leaves gently from the top for your kitchen use. This update comes approximately 1 month after planting. As you can see, the entire container where we sowed the coriander seeds is now completely filled with coriander plants, and they are exhibiting exceptionally vigorous growth. This next update shows the progress approximately 40 days after planting the coriander. You can observe just how magnificent the growth has been. Look at the height of each individual plant. They have reached a height of roughly 1 to 1.5 feet. Furthermore, take a close look at each individual coriander plant. Every single one has branched out into 8 to 10 stems. This means that a single coriander plant, just one solitary specimen, is incredibly lush and dense. Therefore, if you use high-quality seeds when growing coriander, your plants will also exhibit similarly excellent growth, meaning every single plant will grow to be extremely robust and healthy. Additionally, the plants will attain impressive heights, allowing you to easily harvest from them at least 5 to 6 times. In fact, you can continue harvesting from them repeatedly for as long as the growing season lasts. If your coriander plants are not growing well, you should use the liquid compost fertilizer I mentioned earlier. Mix 50 milliliters of the liquid into 1 liter of water and use this solution to water your coriander plants every 10 days. Finally, if you are looking to purchase high-quality coriander seeds, you can procure them from an online gardening center. I will include a link to one in the description below. So, friends, these were 2 easy and simple methods for growing coriander. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you found this video useful, please be sure to give it a like and leave a comment to let me know. Also, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching the video.